Hello and welcome to the USA New Times breaking news. Here are today's top stories shaping Africa and beyond. The Angola presidency has officially proposed that ceasefire between DRC government and the M23 labor group begin on 8th February 2026 at noon local time. This comes after high-level peace talk consultation in Luanda involving Angola's President João Lourenço, DRC President Felix Tshisekedi, AU mediators, Togo and Nigeria as a peacekeeping process facilitator. The proposal await acceptance from the parties involved and the start of the inter-Congolese dialogue about the national dialogue will be announced later. However, DRC President Felix Tshisekedi reiterated that the national dialogue should take place in DRC and be read by the government institution, which raised by question whether FCM23 labor group will be concerned. Burkina Faso on 10th February 2026, Burkina Faso Transition Parliament approved the law dissolving all political parties, repairing that legal framework for party founding that opposition structures. The military junta described the move as an effort to rebuild the political life, but it has been widely criticized as a major rollback of democratic space, eliminating formal channel for opposition and restricting civic engagement. On February 11, the United Nations called on the junta to reserve the decision, reverse the decision, describing ban as a sharp contraction of civic freedom, emphasizing that authorities must respect freedom of association and expression of ensure a credible transition towards democratic governance. European Union on 10th February 2026, the European Parliament approved a €19 billion support package for Ukraine, reinforcing the EU's long-term financial and military commitment as Russia will continue into another year. Lawmakers described the package as essential of sustaining Kyiv defense capabilities and economic stability, with several MEPs stressing that European security is directly linked to Ukraine's resilience. In the parliamentary debate, officials emphasized that funding sends a clear political message that the EU backing remains firm despite weathering geopolitical pressure and internal economic challenge, underscoring the bloc's position that continued assistance to Kyiv is both strategic and moral imperatives. Ukraine on 11 February 2026, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky pushed back against reports that he was preparing to imminently announce presidential election, clarifying that under current wartime conditions such as move would be premature. He stressed that election could not only be held if there was ceasefire, reinforcing Kyiv's long-standing position that security and the lifting of martial law must come before any electoral process can take place. Zelensky remarked come amid intensified Russian strike on civilian areas and continued frontline fighting, underscoring his argument that organizing national votes while active hostilities persist will be both legally and logistically impossible, and that restoring stability remains the government's immediate priority. European Union on 12 February 2026, European Union leaders meet in Brussels, Belgium to discuss strategies for responding to growing geopolitical and economic pressure from the United States, China, and Russia. Officials highlighted China's economic growth and strategic influence as a particular challenges to Europe's competitiveness in trade, technology, and critical supply chains. In the discussion, EU policymakers stressed the need for balanced engagement with China, protecting European industries and technological leadership while avoiding unnecessary escalation, underscoring the bloc's aim to assert strategic autonomy amid a shifting global order. China on 11 February 2026, a Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi praised the success story of China-Hungary cooperation, saying it would have demonstrative effects for Europe and the world. He urged Hungary to continue fostering strong bilateral ties and to play a constructive role in promoting stable China-EU relations, highlighting Beijing's strategy of deepening partnership with individual EU member states as a way to strengthen its influence in Europe. Wang emphasized that such cooperation could serve as a model for engagement on trade and investment and diplomatic coordination across the continents. UK on 12 February 2026, Labour leader Sir Keir Starmer publicly called billionaire industrialist Sir Jimmy Ratcliffe to apologize for his remark that the UK has been colonized by immigrants, describing the comment as divisive and historical inaccurate. As Starmer said, the statement reeked inflaming tension and a time when the country is debating immigration policy and social cohesion. I think that political and business leaders have responsibility to avoid the rhetoric that could stigmatize communities or misrepresent a history. The remark has sparked USA Israel on 11 February 2026. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu announced that Israel has officially joined USA President Donald Trump, a border of peace initiative, a diplomatic platform aimed at supporting stability in Gaza under the ceasefire frameworks agreed last year. Netanyahu said that the move reflects Israel's commitment to coordinate a regional efforts, adding the first meeting of the board is scheduled on 19 February in Washington, where representatives from Israel, the USA, and other stakeholders will discuss security arrangements, humanitarian support, and mechanisms to prevent renewed hostilities. The announcement signaled continued USA engagement on Gaza, even as a broader Middle East tension and Iran's nuclear program remain key regional concern. Thank you for watching the USA New Times. Don't miss our next updates.